Hey, Kelly Starrett here with MobilityWOD. I want to talk today about some of the amazing aspects of the new TRX Duo Trainer. As we begin to build competency at our start position, our finish position, we obviously want to move through range in something like the classic push-up, which is a fundamental movement strategy to be able to move my body off the ground, developing stabilization and integrity with the arm straight and the arm by my side. But oftentimes our athletes don't have enough strength to actually push themselves up after doing the negative or eccentric portion. So what we do to build on this competency is to slow it down and do just eccentric loads only. We try to maintain a eccentric or negative or lowering count of 3 to 5 seconds. So we can start, we'd like our athletes to be up off the knees, coming back to 12 o'clock with the handles, lowering ourselves down slowly, slowly, slowly with control, and then drop the knee down so we support that bottom position. If you think your athlete is just going to collapse into that bottom shape, this is going to be compensated. We're looking for control, elbow higher than the shoulder, and then we just drop the knee in at the last second. Knees down, great, 3 to 5 seconds, 3 to 5 reps, wonderful finisher, wonderful way to build strength through range motion on our way to a powerful concentric full range motion movement. So we continue our language about building foundational isometric control in our fundamental shapes. We end up in what we call the hang archetype. So we see this expressed bottom position of the kettlebell swing, the end position of swimming. We might even see it in our high pulls in the top position of the dip. What we're having our athletes do is put their feet out in front of them. This is a way of scaling this motion instead of full body weight commitment. We're looking for elbows straight and then straps turned out slightly at the top. Can he maintain the integrity of this locked shoulder position in this isometric and still breathe? Either working towards total time or total breaths and sets around that. Fantastic finisher, and building competency helps us pick up, pull, control anything with the hands by our side. All we're doing is bringing the elbows down and expressing control in this bottom shape. Wonderful. As our athletes begin to express competency motor control with the straps turned out to 11 and 1 or beyond that 12 o'clock position, obviously the next motion is to be able to express that movement of the dip into the press archetype, the press shape. So we're going to go from top support, which is the hang, finishing position in the press. Oftentimes our athletes don't have enough strength to move through range of motion, so what we'll do is we'll work on an eccentric. We'll just do the negative. So what I'm looking for is that my athlete jumps up, feet together, toes pointed. He's going to lower himself down for a count of 2 or 3 until the shoulder becomes below the elbow, then he just drops down. The whole time I'm looking to try to keep the toes pointed as best as I can and head in neutral, so I drop down. Even during that motion, I'm trying to avoid the dreaded hike in the hips. So it jumps back up, achieves a static position, turned out stability of the shoulders before he enters the range of motion, lowers himself down, tuck the chin a bit, head is in neutral. Building up competency with 3 to 5 sets of 3 to 5 reps as a finisher is a wonderful motion. The eccentric control is a vital first step to building through range competency. Excellent. Once our athletes begin to show competency in some of their static holds, one of the ways that we can challenge their pull-up is by adding a lower extremity demand. So bringing the legs up into an L position with toes pointed is a wonderful way of, again, challenging the competence in this overhead position, but pulling into a pull-up in this shape is a wonderful strength exercise. So if my athletes have lots of strict pull-ups and I don't want to load them with an additional weight, I can put them in an L sit. So toes come up, toes are pointed, trying to pull up, good control, and on the way down. And notice that he lowered on the way down, but we're moving in towards stability. So we're adding that rotation as we pull, and I can even say, hey, delay that, keep that on the way down, go ahead, but keep the handles in that position, maintaining shoulder stability, integrity, and you'll notice he gets peeled at the end, which allows him to come to full range, especially when the legs are in that L shape. So that's okay as long as he winds up and moves towards stability begins. Great, great position, wonderful strength, building exercise for our pulling athletes who are strong enough to handle it. Beautiful. One of our favorite motions besides hiking up and bringing toes to straps is just to simply work on closing the body by bringing knees to elbows. And in the parlance of classic strength and conditioning, this is called knees to elbows. On the Duo strap, we get to add in a slight element of rotation. So I'm asking my athletes to achieve a positive shoulder lock, positive shoulder torque as they try to bring the knee to the elbow. This is what it looks like. Positive shoulder torque, and then knees curl up to elbows and then down. So can we develop this end range moving from flexion back down? This is a very difficult demand on the shoulder as well as for the lower body. Again, as a coach, I can come in and assist, knees to elbows, pulling up, trying to rock. It's an excellent way of developing shoulder tension and then showing us you have the end range trunk control to manage those knees touching your elbows.